Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for the next episode of Raw, and we are getting so close to WrestleMania. I can almost taste it. Chocolatey. I don't fucking know. What flavour is WrestleMania? Let me think. I think that WrestleMania is like, you know, you get those birthday cake flavoured bars. Like, you can get those grenade bars that are birthday cake flavoured. I think they're either birthday cake flavoured or it's like an Oreo or something. I don't know. Do you say Oreo or Oreo? My wife says Oreo. I say Oreo. Anyways, let's crack on with the show. You can kind of see what's going on here. But yeah, the New Day opened the show to mock the events of last week. Of course, they are our new World Tag Team Champions. So yeah, we got a little bit of a script here. Actually, I apologise in advance. This is a script-heavy show. So buckle in and please try your best to enjoy. So the New Day open the show as they make their way down to the ring. Smug, dressed in sharp clothes, titles round their waist. The boos are just raining down on them as they begin to cut the promo to open this Monday Night Raw show. Xavier Woods begins, holding his mic how he does. I kind of love that, to be honest. And he goes, "Look at the chaos and the sorry state of the tag team division that we apparently have as competition. It's like a buffet with nothing but leftovers and scraps." Kofi laughs and joins in and says, "We've beaten them all, at least once or twice. Some of them even 3 times. Frankly speaking, WrestleMania weekend sounds like the perfect time for your boys to take a well-earned vacation." Xavier continues and says, "Suntan lotion, no title defense, and no tag teams worth our time. Sign me up. I'll check some flights now." I need to sneeze 1 sec. Pardon me. That's not in the script. That's just me sneezing. Cue Adam Pearce. He comes down. Does he have music? I don't even know. He just goes, whoa, 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 whoa. As he walks out with a mic in hand and a stern look, because he's obviously not happy with the events of that tag team match. He enters the ring to address the antics, obviously, of last week and the New Day's actions and says, "Take WrestleMania off? Absolutely not. In fact, after what I saw last week, the tag team division seems hungrier than ever. And I am sure that Eric and Ivar want those belts back." The crowd cheers as they can sense a classic Adam Pearce announcement. He continues and says, "So, here's what's going to happen. At WrestleMania, you will not be on vacation. Instead, Kofi, Xavier, you will be defending your World Tag Team titles against the War Raiders and the Usos and Los Garza." Kofi and Woods are furious at this announcement, and the crowd obviously love it. Pearce then continues, over the noise of the crowd, and just says, 4 teams, 1 fall to finish. First pin takes the gold. Get ready, boys, because WrestleMania is going to be anything but a vacation for you. And then the segment ends. New Day looking rattled. They're trying to shout at Adam Pearce. Xavier Woods like, "You can't do this. You can't do this." As the crowd then start to cheer, "New Day sucks. New Day sucks." As we kick off Monday Night Raw. So yeah, another WrestleMania announcement. I think, off the top of my head, because I had a little look-see, I think we've got 2-3 more matches to confirm. At least 3 or 4 more. No, 4. 4 more matches still to confirm for WrestleMania, at least. So, yeah, it's going to be stacked. I think there's 7 to 9 matches per night, something like that. So, I hope I can fit them all in. But anyways, let's continue with the show where Jordynne Grace, she said the other week that she wants to be a fighting, defending champion. So, she has got a match, a title match, against Shaina Baszler. Somehow Shayna's getting all these title matches recently. Don't know why. I don't know who she's pleasing backstage. Not in that way, you creeps. But you know what I mean. But yeah, Jordynne Grace has her first title defense, and it didn't go down very well apparently, because the crowd just didn't care about these two women, which sucks because I still thought, the star power added to the match, but they also didn't care. Maybe it was Shayna's fault. Either way, a mid-match, Jordynne Grace gets the win. There's not much to say about this. It's a 10-minute match as well, nice and short, in and out. Good win from Jordynne Grace. But as she celebrates her first title defense, of course, Jade Cargill is here to spoil that celebration. Jade Cargill's music hits as she comes out slow clapping, as she did a couple of weeks ago. She then says to the cameraman, "I'm just biding my time," as she continues to slow clap and distract Jordynne Grace, as Shaina has now recovered from the match and attacks Jordynne from behind, as Jade just watches on, loving every second of it. Suddenly though, Lyra Valkyria's music hits and she pushes past Jade Cargill to attack and chase Shayna Baszler away, helping Jordynne Grace in that moment. So good old Lyra being the good face that she is. And yeah, Jade Cargill, when is she going to pounce? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But we head backstage now as Gunther, our world champion, steps into frame as Drew McIntyre is seen leaving the locker room. Gunther confronts Drew McIntyre and says, "Last week you gave a passionate speech to Michael Cole and the WWE Universe. But Drew, that's all it was. Passion. Noise. Just like always. You're the bridesmaid. And you always will." And then just as he says "will be," Drew stops Gunther mid-word and hits a huge sucker punch, flooring our world champion. Drew then just calmly steps over Gunther and walks out of frame as the cameraman pans down to Gunther, holding his jaw and smirking to himself. He likes that fire. He loves a challenge. And I think that's exactly what Gunther wants. He wanted a reaction out of Drew because it's all been a bit, calm and, let's just talk. Let's just look at each other. So, yeah, I think Gunther's trying to draw that monster out of Drew, and it seems to be working. Following on from this, though, we've got Los Garza in tag team action. They got a little bit of heat last week, especially with the way that the show ended. So, people on social media were clamoring. They were like, "Oh, let's put Los Garza in the ring. They seem to be hot right now." So we've called up, just temporarily, Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura for a fairly decent match, 3-star, good quality. Segment may have helped Angel gain popularity, but lack of momentum meant the fans couldn't get behind him. Oh, so for some reason Angel's got no pop, but Berto got a little bit. Fair enough. But yeah, they get the win. I was hoping it would boost their popularity a little bit more than this. But hey ho, a win's a win. Momentum's momentum. And it seems like Angel needs this. So yeah, we probably need to get Angel in another win or two. I might put them in a main event match next week or something, just to get rid of that poor momentum. But yeah, good win for Los Garza as they now officially have a WrestleMania match. So yeah, why not? And just before we cut to commercial break, we've got some tag team news. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee confirm that they've been told that next week there will be a tag team match. Lyra Valkyria and Jordynne Grace will be teaming up to face Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler. That should be a very interesting match. The kind of dynamics of former champion, current champion, main challenger, and Shayna Baszler. But yeah, we've got that to look forward to next week. Following on from this, though, Shawn Spears and Izzy Dame are back again. Hot off another spat between Waller and Theory. Austin Theory is seen leaning against a crate backstage, towel around his neck, frustrated, like he's looking stressed, as Shawn Spears and Izzy Dame approach him. Shawn Spears is, he's calm, he's kind of, the kind of weird, eerie, calm Shawn Spears we're getting at the moment. He says to Theory, "Tough luck lately, but tell me, how long are you going to let him talk over you?" He kind of nods towards where Waller had just stormed off. Spears then pauses, looks down, and smirks to himself and says, "After all, Austin, you're the main guy, right?" Spears and Dame then walk off without waiting for Austin to even respond, as Theory kind of stays silent, thinking about what just happened. So very, very interesting here. What is Shawn Spears and Izzy Dame's game? Dame's game? but clearly it's getting to Austin Theory. He's thinking about things, something that he might not have done a lot of lately. But we head into the ring now. Someone that we haven't seen for, I think, a week and a bit. And I mean, you saw this coming, so we might as well rip that band-aid off. Sami Zayn is in the ring and sets a challenge, a WrestleMania-shaped challenge. He's standing in the ring looking a little bit less like his usual happy-go-lucky self. And he says, loser really is the perfect word for CM Punk. I mean, it's what he's continued to be doing as of late, right? And it's not because you can't wrestle Punk. It's not because you don't have the talent. It's because every single time things don't go your way, you just walk away. You ooze that desperation to be the best. And when things don't go your way, you quit. You point fingers. You play the victim. Every locker room that you've left, you've blamed someone else. It's never Punk's fault. But this time, Punk, don't run. Don't walk out. Prove to yourself that you are not the loser that we all think you are. And show up. Stand across from me in this ring at WrestleMania and beat me on the biggest stage with the whole world watching. Prove that you're still worth something. Sami Zayn then just drops the mic and leaves the ring. So the challenge has been set. Sami Zayn, CM Punk at WrestleMania. We'll have to wait and see as to what CM Punk says back. Following on from this, though, we do have some matches, and this is just the random run-of-the-mill. Why not? Let's have this match. Sheamus versus Bronson Reed. I think we've already had this match recently. But, yeah, a good win for Bronson Reed. Want to build a little momentum for him. I might have some plans for him. I might not. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, 76 crowd reaction, 2-star match quality, and a 71 overall. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with these guys. There's a lot of people on Raw that are kind of just lingering. Damian Priest, Randy Orton, Ilya Dragunov. Yeah, I've got plans for Ilya, though, don't worry. But, yeah, these people, I just don't know what to do with them. So, if I don't know what to do with them, I'm not going to just use them. Well, I've used these two here, but you know what I mean. But, yeah, moving on, we head backstage. And it's a face we haven't seen in quite some time. Mainly because they've been in hiding. Liv Morgan finds Dominic Mysterio backstage, who is seen crouched, peering around a corner, checking to see if Roman Reigns is about. Liv then grabs Dom by the arm and says, Dom, you can't keep hiding from Roman. Judgment Day keep taking the hits for you, and it's getting out of hand. JD's still recovering from his attack. Finn is furious with you, and Carlito's gone missing. Dominic looks away, kind of conflicted, as unsure what to even say or do. Liv then sighs and says, look, it's time for you to stop letting everyone else bleed for you. Be the man that I know you are. She leans in and kisses him on the nose and says, step up, okay? She walks off, leaving Dom to kind of ponder what was just discussed. Will he step up? I mean, you're against Roman Reigns, mate. Oh, I don't know. Maybe just take the beating and just be done with it. I don't know. But we'll see. But we are on to our main event match of the night, not our main event segment, because the main event is our contract signing between Trish Stratus and Charlotte Flair. And it is Rhea Ripley taking on Io Sky. Io, who has a pretty good record against Rhea. So let's see what happens in this match. 5-star match quality, a 94. Wow. And that's with a bad finish as well, because Rhea Ripley wins via countout. Yes, you heard that. Countout. 80 crowd reaction. They've got good chemistry as opponents, which is great. All of these amazing, top class things. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's a saying, isn't it? It is now. 86 overall as Rhea Ripley defeats all 3 members of Damage Control ahead of facing Asuka. But that's not the end of this, because post-match, Io, Dakota Kai, and Kairi Sane are all seen arguing with the referee over the count-out finish. They demand that the match be started again, as Rhea seems to be quite relieved to kind of be over this weekly gauntlet as she grabs her title. The 3 women of Damage Control soon ignore the referee because, he's not going to change his mind. And they turn their attention to Rhea Ripley instead, who has now bested all 3 of these women in the last month. They then begin to close in on Rhea, kind of like a pack of wolves, as Asuka steps in, pushing them all back, defending Rhea Ripley in a way. A little bit of confusion as she kind of communicates something that we can't really hear to them as they then back off listening to Asuka. Asuka then turns and gets right in Rhea Ripley's face, and I mean right in her face, like they could kiss, as she mumbles something in Japanese and then strokes the title that Rhea is holding over her shoulder. Rhea kind of jerks away and responds by holding the title high over all 4 members of Damage Control. Asuka is Rhea's final Damage Control challenge, and that will have to wait until WrestleMania. And I'm hoping it'll be one hell of a match. It should be, we hope. That will be on night 2, by the way, just in case you wanted to know. We then just have to, we have to cut quickly to backstage because we've just received some news. There's a shaky camera that's following a bunch of staff who are rushing down a corridor. It appears that Sami Zayn has been attacked. He is slumped on the floor, close to unconscious, bruised and wincing in pain, holding his shoulder, holding his neck. He's clearly been ambushed by someone when we suddenly hear footsteps approaching from behind the carnage. The camera pans to reveal CM Punk, chair in hand, calm. Almost too calm. He then unfolds the chair and sits beside Sami Zayn. And CM Punk says very quietly, but just loud enough for the camera to pick it up, "Challenge accepted." As he then stands up, leaving the chair beside Sami, and walks out of view of the camera. So this match is now official for WrestleMania. Sami Zayn versus CM Punk. Sami Zayn has a win over Punk so far in this save. Can CM Punk turn this loser credibility around and become the best in the world like we all know he is and we know he can be? Sami has set that challenge. Sami has said, face me and beat me. Prove that you are not the loser that we believe you are. So yeah, very excited for this match, and I'm really hoping it turns out to be baller. But we are now here for our main event segment. It is our contract signing between Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus. So the ring is set for this contract signing. Black table, 2 chairs, the WrestleMania logo looming overhead as it has been for the last couple of weeks. Adam Pearce is already in the ring as he stands by with a couple of pens and the contract in hand. First out is Charlotte Flair. Her music hits and she walks down in a lovely custom robe and a beautiful little dress, soaking in the kind of glamour side of Charlotte that we've seen as of late, viewing herself literally as a queen in this division. Soaking in all those boos, and she takes her seat at the table, undoes her robe, crosses her legs, leans back, she's not worried, she's not concerned, she doesn't really care, but then out comes Trish, suited up, looking serious, and she is laser focused. She slides into the ring and immediately grabs the mic before even sitting down, and she says, "I'm not here to bitch about Charlotte Flair or try to relive the past or reminisce. I'm not here to draw this out into some 15-minute chat when we could just get straight down to business. I'm here because Charlotte Flair keeps calling for my retirement like it's hers to decide." Charlotte's just seen kind of smirking, not really believing this kind of tough guy persona that Trish is trying to adopt. Trish then continues as she slams her hands on the table and leans in to Charlotte's face. "You want to end my career once and for all? Fine. I might as well go out with a bang. No disqualification. No excuses. No countouts. No flukes. If I'm going out, Charlotte, I'm going out swinging. And I'm going to take as much of your career as I can doing so." The crowd obviously are like, "Oh shit, no DQ, Charlotte Trish, what?" Charlotte then leans forward, looks a little bit more serious now. She's amused at what was said, but she's also very, very intrigued by the offer. She grabs the mic and says, Oh, big talk. Big legacy. Trish, you want to know DQ? You got it. Pierce then kind of nods and he kind of audibly double checks with them. Happy with an ODQ? Yep, okay. And he kind of opens up the contract, makes a few scribbles on it, he makes the change and says, it's now official. This match is now a no disqualification. If the two competitors could now please sign the contract, that would be amazing. Charlotte then grabs the pen and signs with a flourish, massive signature, taking up half the page. Trish then doesn't hesitate. She grabs the contract off of Charlotte, signs it immediately, not losing eye contact at all. Who knows if she even signed on the right line. And then she hands it back to Adam Pearce, who says, this match is now official. Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus, thank you. Charlotte then stands up and says, I'm not finished yet. And she stands across from Trish, towering over her, because Charlotte's a tall lady, and Trish is not wearing heels right now. Charlotte says, since you're so sure that this might be your last fight, Trish, how about we make that official? She looks over at Pierce, looks around to the WWE crowd, and then back at Trish and says, when you lose at WrestleMania, you retire. And I don't just mean from this match, and I don't just mean for the next 6 months when we need another throwback Rumble entrant. I mean from wrestling forever. Trish hesitates. She kind of looks around at the crowd. A couple of people are like, no. Others are like, woo, Trish. And other people are just like, woo, Charlotte. She then kind of locks eyes with Charlotte again, grabbing her own mic and says, deal. So, there were no punches. There were no flips of the table. No need for security. Just two highly respected women in this division staring each other down. The match has been set. No disqualification. And if Trish Stratus loses, she retires from wrestling forever. Now all we have to do is wait for WrestleMania to come around. And that's how we end the show. It was quite a promo heavy show. I apologise. But that's the easiest way to get stories across, with people talking, I guess. But yeah, we got the WrestleMania tag team match. Very much looking forward to that, sorry. Jordynne Grace defended her IC title, and then of course Jade interrupting again. When is she going to challenge for that belt? Gunther finally gets a little bit of anger out of Drew, since these two have been focused on each other. Los Garza building a little bit of momentum, or should I say Berto building momentum. Angel doesn't have any. We've got that tag team match set for next week with the 4 women. Waller and Theory continue to bicker and argue, as Shawn Spears has got something to do with this, or he's got a plan or something, I don't know. Sami Zayn calls out Punk, calling him a loser, and Punk responds, as we see further down, by beating the living shit out of Sami and accepting the challenge. Dom is out of hiding, and he's probably going to have to face Roman sooner rather than later, especially if it's Liv telling him to do that. You can't say no to Liv. And Damage Control. Rhea has completed that Damage Control gauntlet, and it's now just Asuka that waits for her at WrestleMania. And then finally, what we've just seen, Trish Stratus, Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania, no disqualification. If Trish loses, she will fully retire. And that's it. Let's head back to the office now. I'm going to skip through until Friday. We'll check out NXT and any other news that popped up. And I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay, we back. And a few news things to talk about. First of all, New Japan have said they're now planning to build the company around Konosuke Takeshita. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly he wins that world title. Carmelo Hayes has re-signed with us. That's all good. Thea Hell has re-signed with us. And Daniel Garcia accepted our offer. So he will be moving to NXT. And that is set to begin 28th of April. So yeah, not until post-Mania we'll have Daniel Garcia in NXT. Very exciting. But yeah, let's check out NXT. Because why not? Do we have... So Tuesday, Monday was there. So yeah, we're literally going from here. Cool. NXT, let's see what's guaning. Drake Moreau, I haven't seen him on here in a while. Cutler James gets the win against him. Sol Ruka loses to Mandy Rose. Wow. Gabe Kidd gets the win in a 3-way. Who the fuck is Koiwana? Carmen Petrovic defeats JC Jane. Noam Dar of Metaphor defeat Out the Mud. Lexus King retains his Heritage Cup against Tyreek Igwe. Ashante the Adonis defeats Lance Anoa'i. And we've got a title match. Stephanie Vaquer retains her North American title against Lola Vice. Javon Evans defeats Mike Santana. How many matches are on this card? A couple more apparently. And then we've got a big multi-man match. What is this? 4-on-4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8. Where it is the team of Bo Dallas, Jasper Troy, Tyson DuPont, and Hideo Itami that defeat the other guys. And then Omos is doing double duty for some reason, and he retains his NXT championship against Charlie Dempsey. I wonder if and when any of these titles are going to change hands. Am I just going to have to call up like Obafemi at some point just so we get a new champion? I don't know. But yeah, let's go to the next round of NXT matches where Elijah Holyfield defeats Tyson DuPont. Tyreek Igwe defeats Ashante the Adonis. Zawa gets a win over Ethan Page. Wow. And then the main event, Julia defeats Ariana Grace. And then moving over to our final NXT show, we've got a tag team match here where Fallon Henley and Kylie Ray defeat Carly Bright and Kendall Gray. Oh, it rhymed. An angle. We've got another big match here where Eddie Thorpe, Javon Evans, Ricky Saints, and Sean Legacy defeat Mike Santana, Tyreek Igwe, Hideo Itami, and Ethan Page. Gabe Kidd defeats Ozawa. Shotzi defeats Billy Kay. Dexter Loomis defeats Ashante the Adonis. Mandy Rose and Mila Schmidt, Mila getting another win, defeat Lash Legend and Chikara Jackson. Briggs and Nomura get a win. And then in the main event, I thought it was going to be for the title, Obafemi defeats Wes Lee. And that is all of the shows. So yeah, pretty fun, eventful night. We had a handful of things confirmed, didn't we? Pretty much for WrestleMania. So there's still plenty more to be confirmed for WrestleMania, and that's just going to continue on Friday Night SmackDown. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see all of you in the next one.